Alright, okay. Now if you go to circular arrangement in permutation, okay, we have done till now straight line arrangement. But what if people are to be arranged in a circle? It's a slightly different case. Let's first understand what is the difference. If you have a straight line arrangement, 6 chairs lined up like this, then say A is seated here in the leftmost chair in any arrangement. In the next arrangement, I make A sit in the last chair in a different arrangement. Visibly, by observation, you can differentiate between the two cases. You won't have a problem stating that these are two different cases, these are two different instances of A occupying a chair. They don't look identical, right? But if they are sitting in a circle, A sitting here can be seen identical to A sitting here. If you just change your position, instead of looking like this, if you go and look like this would look identical to what I was saying earlier. Here, even if I change my position from here to here, they still look like two different cases. But here, they start looking like the same case. I get confused. It's difficult to understand A sitting in the same chair or is changed his seat. Why does that happen? Because you must understand when chairs are lined up like this in an arrangement, straight line and all, each chair can be identified, has a distinct identity. Based on what? Based on its location, based on its position. I can easily say this is the leftmost chair. I can say this is the rightmost chair. Or I can say this is chair number 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. I can do that because there is a sense of direction. In a closed loop with no loose ends, it's a closed loop. There are no loose ends, right? There is no sense of direction. It's a closed circle. Since there is no sense of direction, the chairs have no identity. So you must understand, when we arrange people in a circle, what is our problem? Our problem is not that it is a circle, it makes no difference. Whether it is a straight line or randomly distributed chairs thrown around or circle, it makes no difference. The problem in a circle is, it's a closed loop, there is no sense of direction. Why is that a problem? Because I cannot differentiate one chair from the other visibly. I cannot look and say whether this chair is different or that chair is different. For example, if the chairs would have been different, say initially we said the chairs are identical to each other in structure, design, style, color, everything. But what if that is not the case? First chair is red, second is black, third is white, fourth is pink, fifth is yellow. I'm running out of colors now. Sixth is green. So there are 6 chairs with all different colors, right? Arranged in a circle still, which means still a closed loop. But now I don't have a problem. Because A sitting in this chair is absolutely different from A sitting in this chair or A sitting in this chair. I can look at it and say they are different cases. I'm not confused anymore. So if they are different chairs, by some logic, by any logic they are different, by structure, design or whatever, if they are different, I can look at it and say this is a different chair, then I don't have a problem. You must understand this. So circle is not a problem. Not being able to differentiate one chair from the other is a problem. Looking by mere observation, not being able to make out whether this chair is same as that chair or is it different chair, that is the problem. You must understand this. Circle exaggerates the problem by making it a closed loop. Okay. So if the chairs are different colored or different in some way, it's not a problem. Let's take one more case. Say all the chairs are not different color, all of them are identical to each other, all white simple chairs except one chair. This is black, rest all are white. Okay, let's take a case like this. Okay, so I'm not even saying the chairs are different, only one chair is different, but still in a circle, closed loop and all. Now what happens? If A sits in this chair, definitely it's different. We can make and say he's sitting on a black chair, not a white chair, right? But what happens when A sits in this chair or A sits in this chair? Now just think of this. Can you differentiate it visibly by mere observation? No written record, no documentation, no data. Can you just look at that and say A sitting on this chair is different from A sitting on this chair, or is it not possible? Let's try to work this out. When I look at this, in reference to the black chair, I can say A is sitting to the right of the black chair. When I look at this, I can say A is sitting to the right of the black chair. So here, though only one chair is different, I can still differentiate between the two identical chairs. Why? Because they all get their identity from that one different chair. First chair to the left of black, second to the left of black, right opposite black, first to the right of black, second to the right of black. Each chair is different. One chair different, all chairs different. Do we understand this? Let's revise. First of all, our problem is not the circle. Our problem is I cannot make out the difference between the chairs. Here I can, here I cannot. right? Because the chairs are identical and there is no position, there is no location also, there is no sense of direction also. If chairs are different, no problem, whatever be their arrangement. If one chair is different, still no problem. One chair different, all chair different. Just remember this, one chair different, all chair different. I just want one chair to be different. But let's come back to the original problem. This is wishful thinking. CAD does not make our life so easy. It makes it tougher. Let's have no qualms about it, no doubt about it. All the chairs are identical to each other and arranged in a circle. I don't have colors. I don't have recourse to any resource now. I don't have tags to tag them. I cannot differentiate them in any way. I can't take any action. What is the only resource I have? People who have to make them sit. So how do I use that? What I do is, any one of them, I make them sit in this chair. Any one out of 6, right? You remember what happened when one chair was black? One chair black, all chairs have distinct identity. One chair different, all chair different. Now you see, if one of the person is seated in this chair, isn't this chair different from the rest now? We can easily say chair of A. A sits in this chair, the big chair, the king, the throne. Now one chair different, all chair different. Now B sitting in this chair is different from B sitting in this chair. I can look at it and right away make that differentiation. Okay, so how do I break the loop? How do I give them edges? How do I give them a sense of direction? Start, end, right, left. I break the loop. How do I do that? I have no resource except people. I make one of them sit in one chair. So one chair different, all chairs different. Right? Now if I have made one of them sit here, I only have 5 persons standing and I have 5 chairs. For all practical purpose, what I have now is not a circle, just a straight line, just bent, but a straight line. So 5 persons, 5 chairs, we have already done questions like this, will be 5p5 or 5 factorial. So now my answer is 5p5 or 5 factorial or 120 is my answer. So you see, 6 people, 6 chairs, circular arrangement, no other information like chairs different and all. Answer is 6 minus 1 factorial, always. So the answer, the generalized theorem, the generalized formula for circular arrangement is n minus 1 factorial. Okay, the answer is n minus 1 factorial. Okay, I hope you all understand this, right? Now there is a small variant of this. The variant comes when you can look at the arrangement from both sides. Say a garland, again a circle, say of different flowers and all, a necklace of different pearls and all, gold, metal, whatever, or say a round wheel in a mela. You know, you must have gone to fairs and all with that round wheel, people seated on that round wheel, right? Children creaking and all that, right? Now you can also look at it from both sides, stand this side, round wheel, stand this side, round wheel. So all the things which can be seen from both sides, the arrangement is a little different. Let's take the example of round wheel and we'll understand it better. Say 5 friends are seated in a round wheel in a fair. Their 6th friend watches them from this side. So what does he see? A to the top, B to the right of A, C opposite A, D to the left of C, and so on. Now another friend walks in from this direction. What will he see? Just try to visualize for once. It may be a little difficult, but try. What will he see? Will he see exactly what F is seeing? No. What he will see is something like this. He will see A all right at the top, but he will see E to the right of E. He will see D to the right of E. Then he will see C the way F sees C, but he will see B to the left of E. So the entire arrangement has been turned around, clockwise and anti-clockwise. But you must understand one thing, with a giant wheel, no one has dared to change their seat right in the middle of the giant wheel. Right? They are not so stupid that they will do that. Which means people have not changed seats, but still we get a new arrangement. Which means in these kind of things where you can see from both sides, every clockwise and anti-clockwise arrangement has to be taken as one. They cannot be taken as two arrangements. They have to be taken as one arrangement because they are identical to each other. We can see it from both sides, they will come across as same. Which means every two such arrangement becomes one. So the total number of arrangement becomes half. The total number of arrangement obviously will be n minus 1 factorial, as we have just learnt, n minus 1 factorial. So in this case, it will become n minus 1 factorial divided by 2. And not only the formula, understand the logic also. Why does it become 2? In what cases? When you can see it from both sides. Then I divide the total number of cases by 2, it becomes half of the total number of cases. Right? I hope this is clear to everyone. If it is clear, try to understand this. Say there is a throne. There was a king who died at a very old age. His ministers loved him so much, they can't wait for him to die, because all of them want this throne, right? So there are 6 of them, but they can't figure out among themselves who will become the king. So they start a new stupid kind of rule that they will go merry-go-round. Whoever ends up on the seat when the music stops will have the throne. So 6 ministers, 6 chairs, only one chair is different throne. In how many ways can the king be selected now? In how many different ways can they be seated in this court? Will it be 5 factorial, 6 minus 1, or will it be 6 factorial? You remember what did we say? One chair different, all chairs different. Circle smash. There is no circle anymore. It's as good as a straight line. So the answer will be 6 factorial, not 5 factorial. Alright, remember that. Okay. For example, say in a board meeting, people are seated like this. Okay, 8 chairs in a circle, and then there are 3 chairs like this. So all in all 11 chairs. This is a board meeting. 8 board members in a circle and 3 secretaries here. 11 members. In how many ways can they be seated? Will it be something like 7 factorial into 3 factorial or some convolution? Think of it. Out of these 8 chairs, is there one chair which we can say is definitely different from the rest? I don't need to do anything to identify it. I know it's different. I look at it and I know. Is there one chair like this in this diagram? Yes, there is. Which chair? This chair. Because this is closest to the secretaries. So in this diagram, there is one chair which is different. In a circle, one different, all different. It is not a circle anymore. It is as good as a straight line. The answer is 8 factorial here. But I cannot ignore these 3 people. So the answer will be 11 factorial. Okay. No 7 factorial into this and that. The answer is simply 11 factorial. I hope we understand this. Right? Okay. So we understood why n minus 1 factorial through this logic and all. Then we understood why do we do by 2. Right? We remember the formula, but very few of us actually know why we do that. And then we understand a case where we will not do n minus 1 factorial. Let's take a simple example and try to understand this. Say 5 boys, 3 girls. Circle. The condition is no 2 girls sit together. Okay. Maybe because the master wanted absolute silence. So there are 8 chairs, no 2 girls sit together. How do we go about it? The first rule of a circular arrangement, of a standard circular arrangement with no chair different, is make one person sit. Boy, girl, it does not matter, whoever it is, make one person sit. Let's make a boy sit, say one boy sits, right? The moment the boy sits, this is not a circle anymore. This is as good as a straight line. Straight line with 7 chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many boys? 4 boys. How many girls? 3 girls. Condition, no 3 girls, no 2 out of 3 girls sit together. In how many ways can I achieve that? Now this is a good, interesting linear arrangement question. Circle has no relevance here at all. Okay, we understand this. Let's solve this quickly. How do we go about it? And now we draw from what we did in the first class, cases into number of arrangements per case. Let's identify 3 chairs for 3 girls, where no 2 chairs are adjacent to each other, because there has to be a gap of at least 1 chair. So we are focusing on the chairs for girls, no arrangement, only selecting chairs. So I can select chair number 135, 136, 137, right? 146, 147, 157, right? All these chairs, any of them can be taken as the chair for 3 girls. After 157, I can go for 246, or I can go for 247, or I can go for 257, and finally I can go for 357. This is something you have to really understand and perhaps inculcate in your approach. Your ability to list down cases without making a case is an art in itself. And in PNC and even in logical reasoning questions, this really comes to your rescue, many a times. So less reliance on formula and your ability to list down cases in a very methodical, meticulous manner. How many cases do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In each of the cases, the girls can arrange themselves in 3 factorial ways. Say I take 257. 3 girls can arrange themselves in 3 factorial ways, and 4 chairs will remain vacant for the 4 boys who can arrange themselves in 4 factorial ways. So this is similar to what we did in the first session. What was that we did there? Number of cases which we get manually, the hard work, then the formula. What is the formula? 3 girls, 3 factorial, 4 boys, 4 factorial. And therefore our answer here would be 6 into 24, 144 into 10, 1440. Right? But remember, how did we start? 5 boys, 3 girls circles, but no concept of circles here. If you understand what circle actually means. Alright, thank you.